You're watching 48 Fastcast.
Good Tuesday afternoon, everyone. I'm Liz Hurley with this 48 Fastcast. We start this afternoon with breaking news. One person dead following a wreck in Decatur. Crews arrived to that intersection of Highway 24 and Old Highway 24, where they found a driver unresponsive behind the wheel. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. A second driver was taken to the hospital where they are expected to be okay. That wreck currently under investigation. Temperatures finally above freezing today, but it still remains cold all across the valley. Let's turn to Jada Russell now with more on what we can expect with chilly temperatures for the rest of the afternoon and the evening. Hi, Jada.
Hi, Liz. We are still expecting some of those frigid temperatures overnight, but right now feels nice and comfortable outside. Looks like Madison 565 flowing smoothly, and it's 40 degrees outside. Plenty of sunshine, not too many clouds to note as well. And we've seen our wind speeds go down, so that's kind of helped us feel a little bit on the warmer side as opposed to how we were doing this time yesterday. So current temps are all around those upper end 30s and a couple areas tapping out around 41 degrees. So we're expecting to see that continue for the next hour or two before we all start to get back into those 30s. What we're expecting overnight tonight is temperatures to drop back into some of those low end 20s. A couple of folks may see some teens as well going into these overnight hours. And another good thing to note, our road temperatures have warmed up as we've seen our forecast kind of change as well. So that's good to note, especially for our northwest communities that we're still dealing with some of that patchy black ice that may have refrozen over the evening into this morning. But we'll still continue to see these temperatures drop, giving us an opportunity for frigid starts each day this week. I'll walk you through a full look at the forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Jada. While North Alabama has nearly recovered from the weekend winter weather, parts of Mississippi still without power today. A good portion of Tishomingo County that borders Alabama is now fighting the cold without any juice. That's why crews from Alabama are traveling west to help Mississippians. Sheffield Utilities sent crews earlier this morning after finishing work in Cherokee last night. Officials say they expect crews to remain in Tishomingo County for the rest of the week. State troopers on the scene today of a wreck involving a Limestone County Sheriff's Patrol car. That crash on US 31 at the intersection of Hanceville-Browns Ferry Road. At this time, it's unclear what caused that crash or whether anyone was injured. We have reached out to state troopers and the Limestone County Sheriff's Office about this crash. We're waiting to hear back. The city of Hanceville about to see a new mayor after Mayor Paul Campbell announced his resignation today. Campbell took to social media to make that announcement, going into effect immediately. He cited the loss of his wife Kyla as the main reason why he's stepping down from his role, saying it was difficult to juggle the stress behind the job while managing his grief. Campbell was elected as mayor of Hanceville in last August's municipal election. A new facility is in the works to bridge Decatur youth services together, all under one roof. We'll explain when we come back. Is underway for a permanent home for Decatur Youth Services. As it stands today, the program is spread out among 5 different facilities all across Decatur. This new facility will centralize the program so children won't have to travel all over if they were part of different activities. The facility will be equipped with a gymnasium, classrooms, and staff offices. Director Johnny Jones says the facility will not just help children today, but children in the future.
Although we do serve the at-risk population, like we're here to serve the whole entire community in Decatur. And the mayor's always talking about smart growth, and that's what we want to do here. We want a building that's going to have smart growth, and so we can reach and be effective and have impact on those families. But having that one centralized location of families, it'll mean just a lot.
Jones says owning its own facility will allow youth services to be more flexible to extend hours and offer weekend programs.
Now, your first alert weather forecast with Jada Russell.
Road temperatures are finally back on track, and we're starting to see a lot of our temperatures get above freezing, feeling nice and comfortable on our Tuesday afternoon. And this is good for us, as we've seen a couple areas, especially in our northwest, that are still dealing with those patchy iceways and roads that are still dealing with some trees down. EMAs are able to respond a little quicker now that they have that opportunity to. So here's what we're looking at for the next few hours. Seeing 30s get back to the forecast here in Hanceville. A couple areas already at 30 at this moment, but as we go into those overnight hours, we'll see mid to low end 20s. So we're stepping out of the teens for lows for a day or two, but we'll get back into the thick of it coming up in a few days here. What we're looking at is these wind gusts now, still a bit strong, but we are starting to see that kind of die down into the evening. And as we go into Wednesday morning, we're expecting that to be trace amounts going out the door, which is good to note for our folks that are starting their day early, and especially for our students not having to stand in the cold with that breeze on top of you. Those feel like temperatures won't be too far off the real temperature. But here's what we're looking into for the afternoon and even evening hours. Our wind speeds are finally dropping, meaning a lot of our temperatures are going to stick where they are for the day and not going to be too much of an issue as folks go into the rest of their Wednesday and Thursday. We're expecting to see these temperatures warm up a good deal. So increasing cloud cover is expected overnight tonight as well. We'll start Wednesday off on the cloudy foot here, as you can see those 20s in the forecast, and as we go through the day, start to see increasing sunshine by the afternoon. So we're seeing some sunnier conditions going into the next few days as well. So here's a look at your 10-day forecast. A lot of our communities will see these 30s back in the forecast by the end of the week, and even some 20s. Friday, we're still looking at a possibility of flurries, but because we've had several days where we're above freezing, well above it, we won't really see much of that stick. Road temperatures are already warming up, so it'll just be something nice to view out your window, but we'll get back into those teens for the lows going into the weekend as we have another Arctic push. That's what's making Saturday so cold at 26 degrees for the high. We'll come back out of it as we get into the following work week, starting the week in the 40s, and we'll be back on track near our average for this time of year.
Thank you, Jada, and thank you for watching today's 48 Fastcast. AJ Wiest will log on momentarily with Before the 4. Then, of course, join us live on TV as we hit the airways for the top stories of the day at 4, 5, 6, and 10. I'm Liz Hurley. Thanks for watching. Have a great Tuesday.